What's up guys, Moto Egyptian here today. Today's a very special video because I'm being floated by the beautiful Mrs. Moto Egyptian, and that's her real name. Not really. Anyway, today we're actually installing the Fender Eliminator kit because I know a lot of you are like, hey, you gotta get rid of this thing, and yeah, for sure I got the new one, and it is the Yoshimura because I have the Yoshimura slip-on exhaust, then I should get the Yoshimura Fender Eliminator. It's gonna look pretty great when it's done. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the passenger seat off. A lot of you know just using the key right here, and you turn and hear the click and makes it just simply comes off. I've already undid this in advance, and I already undid these bolts. So after you take these off, the fender simply comes off. So I tried to take it off and I couldn't, and then I realized that there are a couple bolts that are in here, so I have to take this piece off. I have to take these side fairings off right here in order for us to be able to get to it. Okay, so next thing I did is I just took oops, there we go, that's better. Took those two bolts off, 1, 2, so this piece comes off. So it's just simply now there it is. Okay, so now here are the two bolts that I was talking about that I need to take off. If you look in there, you should be able to see them. Yep, right there. Okay, let me see if I can hold it. There we go, right there, this one, and the same thing on the other side, right there. That's what was stopping this from coming off. I couldn't figure it out yesterday, so I had to do a little digging. Now that that's off, we're gonna take these side fairings off. Like I was saying before, the bolts in there, and right there's a bolt right here, and I'm not sure if this one needs to come off or not, but we'll see. But there's one right here, and of course the same on the other side, so that we can take this off. Okay, so it was still pretty firm, so I figured I need to take this off, and I took the seat off, and sure enough, there's still a bolt right here and a bolt right there that we need to take off. And of course, to make things harder, these have to come off, and they're just bolted right here and right there. So these have to come off also in order for me to take this plastic piece off. Okay, so we took this bolt off, and we are pretty much finishing this one. Almost hardware, and this piece will simply just bing, it comes right off along with the plastic piece, and I just dropped something. Okay, I think it was a piece of washer in there or something, but we'll figure it out on the other side. But simply this just comes off. There's those two pieces together. There was a plastic plug, there it is, it just fell, and this comes off, and finally there's the bolt we've been looking for. Okay, there was actually two screws in there. I can't see it, but they were right there. But anyway, yeah, right there. So I had to take this off. Now this is finally off, and then we'll disconnect all these wires, of course, carefully, and we'll see if we can install the new one. Okay, now that I disassembled the heck out of it, I finally told me in the instructions to cut the rear light wire. Just simply cut it, and I was able to take the signals off for better. Now I know which one's which. Let's make sure you write that down if you're gonna take them off. So now just to follow the instructions to assemble the new kit, and that should be straightforward. So after I do that, I'll show it. Okay, first thing it wants us to do is to install this piece. You notice the 4 holes here, and just to the subframe. So you got the 4 holes here also. So you just simply install that. Pretty sure this way. so that your license plate obviously goes on these. Okay, next thing we'll do is this piece. It's a license plate holder. We're gonna install the light onto it. Okay, I'm not sure if the light is okay or not since it's night now. After we connected the license plate light to the license plate holder bracket, we're gonna connect the wires, and they're shown telling you how to do those in the instructions. They're very simple. You just connect them to the wire on the bike for the license plate. This one that we cut, if you remember. Okay, now after we soldered these two wires together, we can simply just install the plate onto the bracket. Okay, one little detail left out. Of course, before I soldered, and I double checked that the connection is correct, and I'll simply you just turn this, the ignition on, and the light's working, so your connection is correct. Okay, so I took the stock lights out. On the instruction sheet, it says you could buy Yoshimura ones. They're a lot smaller than these, a lot nicer looking, to be honest. These are still, pretty decent. They're stock, but they're pretty decent. So I took them off of the Fender. The Fender is right there. I just took them off of them, and it says to install those on these brackets that will eventually go to the plate in the back of the bike. Okay, next thing we're doing is we're installing the signals with the bracket onto the frame and all onto the I should say the long frame or whatever, so that it's all together. Okay, next thing we'll need to do is just tighten these. They're all loose now. They're nylon bolts, so they take a minute to tighten. And right here, and we'll be another step closer. Okay, after that I just simply connected the connectors here, right there, to the signals, and of course you always want to double check before they're supplied with zip ties. You just zip tie them to the actual frame right here, so that your wires are not just dangling, and you should be pretty much done, and you just put everything back in together. I'll take a quick video after I put everything back in. Okay, I just put everything back on the bike. Everything is back together. Took me a minute, but I figured it out. So this is what it's gonna look like, or it looks like. Let's see if I can get better light. It's pretty great looking. I know the wires are right there. They look kind of janky. See all that, but obviously when you put the license plate on there, it's gonna be pretty sweet. It's gonna hide all that. So that's what it looks like, guys. And of course you want to do your checks, so let's do that quick. And let's check. Oh, I have my phone just for the lighting, but signal, there it is. That's the right signal, and left signal. And of course the license plate light is on. Everything looks really good. Pretty happy with it. I think it looks really nice. Thank you guys for hanging with me through all that. I know it was more difficult than I expected it to be. It's just time consuming more than difficult. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I should be able to answer you. Even if it's not, if it's not the H2 SX, any other bike out, I can probably figure it out. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.